Hello guys, welcome back to another video. I want to make a video about Braum, the new champion coming out, because a lot of people have been asking me about him, and yeah, I'll just give you my thoughts on the champion and how I think he's going to do. So I have my little list here. First of all, his laning phase, levels 1 to 5, looks super weak, mainly because he has really low damage. He only has 2 damage abilities. Pre-6, which is his Q, and his passive, which do okay damage by themselves, but he doesn't have, other champions have 3 or 4, so just low damage overall. He has no gap closer other than using his E on minions, which I'm not even sure if he can do or not, but it says nearby ally, it doesn't say champion, so I'm assuming he can use it on minions. So that would be his only gap closer if you were to, say, use his E on your own ranged creep. And then you could get like a Q auto, and then 2 more autos from you, or your AD carry would get 1.25 second stun, which is okay, but then you have no way to actually get out after that. And if you compare that to someone like Leona, it's not even close to the same amount of lane pressure. And you also have to consider that he doesn't even have ranged auto attacks. So, yeah, his 1 through 5 is probably going to be really rough. He also has no wave clear because his only damage ability is single target. So, you can't use it as like a line nuke through the minion wave to push the wave faster. So, he's going to get pushed in really hard, have no way to get to the enemy champions. He also has no speed buff, which I'm not sure if that's actually true or not, because if you read, oh yeah, it does say here 10% movement speed. So yeah, 10% movement speed is really not that much, but it's something at least. I wonder what his, oh, they don't have his move speed yet. He'll probably have like 10 or 15 above the lowest movement speed, but yeah, anyway, his laning phase is really weak without Caitlyn or Lucian, which they are 2 of the strongest AD carries at the moment, but at the same time they're AD carries that don't really need a support to do anything for them, just because they're so strong by themselves. Which is why I think it's a bit counterintuitive that this champion is only good with Caitlyn and Lucian, because in team fights, Caitlyn and Lucian are the 2 AD carries that probably need the least amount of peel, and since this is a peel-oriented champion, you want ideally to pair him with someone like Jinx or Twitch or Draven, something that doesn't have an escape, so you can, use your shield, use your intercept or whatever to give them armor, NMR, to kind of have a champion with a lot of damage but low escapability, and kind of give that to them. So it's kind of weird that you seem forced into playing Caitlyn or Lucian with him to have a good laning phase, or just a decent laning phase, because those 2 champions don't really need him in team fights. But at the same time, if you have something like a Ziggs on your team, or like a Syndra, you can just protect them instead of the Caitlyn or Lucian, so it's fine at the end of the day. Runes and masteries, I already made a page for them, which I had never had before, because I don't think any other champion actually requires this, but it's health regen, seals, and quints to give you 13 health regen per 5, which is like 70 something, 75 or something per wave, which is a lot of health actually, in combination with starting with the Doran shield and then going into Relic shield, give you a lot of regen in lane and help you survive. But I'll get to the item build later. And then I use armor reds and MR blues. The MR blues can be shifted out if you're playing against something like I don't even know. Maybe like Vayne Nami, like Caitlyn Nami. You could probably not run MR blues and run CDR instead. because CDR is going to be really good on him. He's similar to Thresh in that he has a lot of utility, so given all of his utility, CDR will help him a lot. Same exact thing as Thresh or any other champion that has a lot of utility, because your damage doesn't matter as much as the actual cooldowns and your abilities. Masteries, I'll probably be running 0, 16, 14. I may run something like 5, 22, 3. Actually, I'll probably... The mana regen probably wouldn't help him that much. Yeah, his mana costs are actually extremely low. That's good. I think 0, 16, 14 would be the best. It gives you the best laning phase because you get the extra gold from wealth, and you also get the alchemist, which gives you like something like 50 to 70 extra HP per health pot. I forget the exact number, but it's definitely significant. Yeah, I think 0, 16, 14 would be the best. Let's just go into his item build next. We'll do the teamfight stuff later. His item build is going to be most likely Doran Shield Start or Relic Shield Start. Either would be good. Doran Shield is better early, but Relic Shield give you... Well, Relic Shield gives you a bit more sustain and health pots, but Doran Shield is more efficient. Because you'd be able to get 4 health pots with Relic Shield, but at the same time, you're putting your gold into things that don't last, which are health pots. So Doran Shield is probably the best, especially against champions like Caitlyn or Lucian, because they very auto attack based, and yeah, they'll be auto attacking a lot. And then after Doran Shield, you go into Relic Shield most likely. I think Relic Shield is probably going to be the best on him because Face of the Mountain really fits his playstyle of peeling, because you'll have another extra shield to put on whoever you're peeling for. I don't think Talisman is going to be very good because he's not someone that's going to be good at making picks. Like, yeah, he has his Q and his ultimate, but at the same time, it's not like anywhere near the same level as Thresh or Thresh, Annie, something like that. So I don't think Talisman is really that great. Even though it does give you a lot of CDR, I don't think it'll be that necessary. I think you can just go Face of the Mountain, lock it, and Boots of Lucidity, and that would give you 35% CDR, right? Yeah, 35% CDR. If you do go 4 points into Offensive Tree, and you get the 40% CDR, or if you run 5% CDR in your glyphs, which is 6, I believe, then you can get 40% CDR. Not really that important to get 40% over 35%, but still, CDR is still really good on him. Yeah, it ties into the Locket and Boots Lucidity being good. He may be good with like Ninja Tabby because of his Stand Beside Me ability. Increases with the more armor and MR you have. But I think Boots Lucidity will be better. Like, this ability, I can already tell, is just going to be insane late game. If you have 4% CDR, it's a 6-second cooldown, and it lasts for 4 seconds, is it? Yeah, 4-second duration. Like, what? It's almost... It's a 66.6% uptime on that. And then you have the same thing with this. Well, this is only a 50% uptime, but still, it's like insane. And Winter's Bite is Q. Well, actually, now that I'm looking at it, holy shit, he is ridiculous with CDR. Wow, this champion is going to be actually insane in team fights if you get some CDR. Anyway, moving on. Locket will be really good because of the shield. It's another appealing tool to help keep your carry safe. And after that, you would probably just run into like something like Randoins for an extra slow, plus the extra armor will help against bruisers, because you get the extra armor and then you transfer 20% of the extra armor to your carry. So it just, yeah, adds up a lot. I think Randoins gives 100 armor, or is it 80, something like that. either way, that would be just 50 armor just from Randuin's and what's it called? Randuin's and this base armor alone, and then you also have your base armor in your champion plus any other armor items you have. Pretty ridiculous. Yeah, and the last thing I want to touch on is that his team fight is insane. I think his team fight is just I feel like these numbers will get nerfed because looking at it now, I think his team fight is way too strong. Like, people think Thresh is ridiculous right now, but this guy is pretty much Thresh 2.0. Well, he's on the complete opposite. Well, not really. I mean, Thresh just kind of does everything, but this guy is like only for peel, but his peel is insane. And he's not only for peel either. Basically, how I think he's going to work in team fights is you're going to go in with your ultimate, because it's like a Nami ult, and it knocks out the first target for 1.5 seconds, I think. Yeah. So if you land on the carry, it's 1.5 second stun, and it's a pretty wide skill shot. I don't know if it's going to move like as slowly as Nami's ult or whatever, but even still. And then it leaves behind a huge slow, so you'll be able to initiate, and then they will try to counter initiate onto you. You will stand behind me to your AD carry, use Unbreakable, yeah, or whatever. Or you can, on the other hand, you can initiate, put up, and then run towards enemy team, put up Unbreakable to block a slow or something that will be going onto your team, or like Morgana Dark Binding. You'll be able to block that, and then your team will be able to continue initiating. And then if an assassin or something gets onto your carry, of course you're going to want to peel back. But yeah, and also if you have something like a gap closer that can get into the fight really easily, then holy shit, I just thought of this combo, like if you ult someone, wow, this lasts for 1.75 at, what is that? Is that going to be a rank 11 or level 13? Still though, holy shit, this champion's going to be ridiculous. So if you use your ult, stun someone for 1.5 seconds, and then you use your Q immediately after, it's going to automatically hit because they're stunned, right? So you can't miss. So if you hit them with the Q immediately after, then they'll get the stacks on them, they'll be slowed for 70%, plus the 40% slow on top of that from your ultimate. They'll be pretty much not moving at all. Well, not really, but it'll be like, it won't be a Thresh box, it'll be like 80% slow, because they stack multiplicatively. But yeah, after you throw out your ult, you'll be able to throw out your Q, and then almost immediately after, they're going to be stunned for another 1.75 seconds, because everyone's going to be autoing them, and since the autos can apply from your allies, it's just going to stun them almost instantly after they get stunned by the ultimate. So wow, actually this champion may be a really good pick champion just because of that. That's actually insane. I think when I initially saw, I was going to make a video just based on this information actually, but after this was released I figured I might as well use this, and I thought that his stun was going to be 0.75 to 1.25, but this is 0.5 seconds higher than I thought it was going to be, which I think is definitely too high. I think it should be 0.75 to 1.25, but anyway, regardless. Anyway, I think I've got my thoughts down. All I want to say here. How long is this so far? What? 14 minutes? Oh my god. Why can I not make videos shorter? Anyway, TLDR. His laning phase looks like it's probably going to be weak without Caitlyn or Lucian, but his team fight is insane. His post level 6 in general is really insane. Yeah, that's all I want to say, and thank you all for watching. If you have any questions about what I think about this champion or whatever, just put it in the comments below. I'm sure I missed some things that I probably should have talked about, but yeah, I'll see you guys for the next video. Bye.